It's been said, if you can dream it, you can do it. It's also been said, a pencil and a dream can take you anywhere. Well, as Brian Shactman tells us, one man is really taking this to heart and making it pay off.
You want to do it with a knife?
That scares me a little bit.
That's good. That's a good sign.
Sharp wit and sharp pencils have been very good to David Rees.
I made $20,000 sharpening pencils last year.
Lucrative hobby, part-time job, run like a business. Sound crazy? Listen closely. There are methods and a little bit of madness.
I was a professional cartoonist, which is like an amazing job, and I was really lucky to have it. But once it became my actual job, it couldn't be fun, and I kind of stopped liking it, and that's why I quit it.
In 2010, he took a temp job knocking on doors for the U.S. Census Bureau. His kit included pencils and a little pink sharpener.
You don't use this anymore.
No, that's kind of like there for historical purposes.
When Rees realized he liked sharpening pencils, he had an idea.
I thought that people would send me their pencils, I would sharpen them, and they would use them, and they would get dull again. They'd send them back to me. I would resharpen them. You know, and over the life of the pencil, I'd make like $200 or $300.
Soon after, he launched artisanalpencilsharpening.com. $15 per pencil, including shipping, the shavings, and a signed certificate. But it wasn't long before Rees had to erase his business plan.
Don't you find it oddly, I guess, ironic that most people buy these and don't use them?
Yeah, I mean, frankly, it was a complete refutation of my original business model. They just keep them in the display tube as like a novelty item or a little strange little artwork.
But he sold about 1,600 pencils in 3 years.
Is it disappointing that that's the case?
It's just a shift, and it made sense to me. It wasn't just that like I did a really good job sharpening the pencil or I made it really sharp. The real value that I added was I was the guy that people paid to sharpen a pencil. It becomes like very conceptual. It's like a snake eating its own tail. You can see the scalloped edges.
Rees is even particular about his pencils. Remember these? Rees says Generals are the last number 2s made in America, Jersey City, New Jersey. He'll overanalyze the simple act of sharpening a pencil, a point he makes in his book and in his teaching.
I am enjoying it. I don't know really
why. That's what everyone always says, because you have to be mindful of this weird thing that you've always done without thinking about it. You're trying to achieve some certain aesthetic ideal that you have in mind, you know?
Handmade simplicity, an idea Rees got at home in New York's Hudson Valley, where lots of people sell food and wine they call artisanal.
So I thought, well, I have to call it artisanal because it's like a marketing decision. Like that's how you convince people now to spend $40 on a jar of pickles or whatever.
These days, Rees is charging almost as much, $35 a pencil.
This is what I love about my job.
You're living the dream, man.
I mean, seriously. This is my pencil.
For Nightly Business Report, Brian Shactman, Beacon, New York.
This type of business seems like a fit for Rees. He's a guy who studied psychology in college and then wrote political satire for a living.